First of all, I was getting contradicted. You're wrong. Welcome to part 2 of contradictions within the Bible. In part 1, we talked about the flood, God's characters and actions, and laws and morality. So let's continue with part 2. In this video, I'm going to bring up contradictions of historical narrative accounts, salvation, faith, and the gospel accounts of Jesus' life. So let's hop right in. First, we have David's census, which 2 Samuel 24:1 says, and again, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he cited David and moved against them, says, go number Israel and Judah. But in 1 Chronicles 21:1 says that Satan stood against Israel and incited David to number Israel. Now for Goliath's death, one of the most well-known Bible stories. 1 Samuel 17:50 says, so David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and stone and struck down the Philistines and killed them. But in 2 Samuel 21:9 says, and there was again with the war of the Philistines at Gob, and Elhanan the son of Jer-oregim the Bethlehemite killed Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whom spear was like a weaver's beam. Next we have Judas' death. In Matthew 27:5, and throwing down the piece of silver into the temple, he departed and went and hanged himself. But in Acts 1:18 says, now this man acquired a field with the reward of his weakness, falling headlock, he burst open in the middle, and all his bowels gushed out. Next up we have Jesus' own crucifixion, more precisely the time of the crucifixion. Mark 15:25 says, and it was the third hour they crucified him. But in John 19:14, about the 6th hour, he said to the Jews, behold your king. Now salvation by faith or works. Ephesians 2:8-9 says, for by grace you have been saved through faith, and it is not your own doing, is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that one may boast alone. But in James 2:24 says, you see that a person is justified by works and not by faith alone. And now we get to the Gospels. This is going to be fun. So first we have the genealogies of Jesus. Where Matthew 1:1-3:17 said that traces Jesus' lineage back to Abraham through Solomon. But in Luke 3:23-28 says, traces Jesus' lineage back to Adam through Nathan. Now, when it comes to the resurrection, then it comes down to the number of angels and the women at the tomb. In Matthew 28:2-5 says, an angel rolled back the stone and was sitting on it. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came. In Mark 16:5, it says, a young man dressed in white was inside the tomb. Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of Jesus, and Salome came. In Luke 24:4, two men in dazzling clothes were standing beside them. The women were Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and other women. And in John 20:12, it says, two angels of white were sitting where Jesus' body had been. Mary Magdalene came. Now, these contradictions happen throughout different perspectives, literally genre, context, tribal errors, or figurative language. So yes, I can confidently say, as a Christian myself, that there are a lot of contradictions in the Bible, and I feel like we shouldn't be overlooking them. Anyways, my name is Aaron, yourself to Republican. Sure, subscribe or you won't see my face again. Have a good day.